This is a tutorial for adding fractions with unlike denominators using an area model. So let's take a look at these two fractions, 2/3 plus 2/5. Their denominators are different, and you can't add fractions with different denominators just by adding across. So today I'm going to show you how to add these using an area model. So first we're going to draw 2/3. So we will make a rectangle or square, and we'll break it into thirds horizontally. Okay, and then we're going to color in or shade in 2/3. So there's 1/3, 2/3. Now I'm going to do 2/5, the next to add in, but I'm going to draw my lines vertically, so I need to break it into fifths. So now I have 5 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to shade in 2 of those because it's 2/5. So 1/5, 2/5. So now what I'm going to do is go back to my first rectangle and do vertical lines of fifths just like the second rectangle. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I've broken that in, I've done the 5, broken it into fifths that way. Now I'm going to go back to the second rectangle and break it into thirds. So you notice that they look alike now, other than the shading in part. They have the same number of squares in them. They're broken into the same amount. So we now want to write what is represented here. So first let's find what our denominator would be. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 squares. And we've colored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we also have 15 squares over here. And we've colored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Right? So now we can add them because our denominators are the same. Now when you add fractions with the same denominators, you don't add the denominator. The reason we made it the same is we want it to stay the same. So the denominator stays the same and we add the numerators. 10 plus 6 is 16. So all together here we have 16 squares colored in. So 16/15. Now if you notice, this is an improper fraction. So we do have to change it into a mixed number. So, because we notice that the numerator is larger than the denominator. So we want to think, how many times does 15 go into 16? And you don't have to draw it out like this. You can see that it's going to go in once, and we would have 1 left over, right? Because we've used up 15 of these, so we have a remainder of 1. So you can do it this way if you want, or you can just see that 15 goes into 16 once. The denominator always stays the same. And then we have 1 left over because we've used up 15 of the 16. So the answer would be 1 and 1/15. Let's try another one, and at any time that you want to pause this and try one on your own, you can. So first we're going to draw 1 3/4. So I'm just going to draw this for my 1, and then here's for my 3/4. I'm going to break it into fourths. 1, 2, okay, and then I'm going to shade in 3 of those. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. All right, now I'm going to do the 2 2/3. Do it right down here. 1, here's my 2 holes, and now for 2/3 I'm going to draw vertical lines. I need to break it into thirds because my denominator is a 3, and now I'm going to shade in 2 of those. 1, 2. Now I'm going to go back to my first square, and I'm going to draw the vertical lines like my second square. So I'm going to break it into thirds. And then I'm going to go back to my second square and draw the horizontal lines and break it into fourths, so it's like the first square. So now the squares are going to look just alike as far as being broken up. All right? So let's see how many we have all together for our denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how many do we have shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we come down to the next one. We know that we have 12 because they're the same. And we colored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So now we're going to go 9/12. Actually, it's 1 and 9/12 plus 2, we don't want to forget those whole numbers, and 8/12. Now when you're adding mixed numbers, you can just add your whole numbers. So we're going to go 1 plus 2 is 3. Our denominator stays the same. And then 8 plus 9 is 17. All right? So this is our answer, but of course we're not done. It is an improper fraction, 17/12. So we have to change 17/12 into a mixed number and then add it back to the 3 because we still have a 3 there. Okay? So 12 goes into 17 one time, and we would have 5 left over. So it'll be 5/12. So this would be 1. Our remainder was 5. Our denominator stays the same, except for we can't really write that 1 because we have to add it to the 3. Because we can't forget about that 3. So we'll make it 4, because 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 and 5/12. All right? Let's try another one. And like I said, if you'd like to pause it and try one on your own, go for it. First, we're going to draw 4/5. There's our fifths, and we're going to color in 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to draw 1/2 with a vertical line, and we're going to color in 1 of them. Okay, so this represents this one, this represents this one. And now I'm going to come back to the first one and cut it into 1/2, and then come back to the second one and cut it into fifths. All right, so let's see how many squares we have now, or how many sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 over here. And we've colored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can add those up. And we have 8/10 plus 5/10 equals 13/10. And of course, it is an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than the denominator. 10 goes into 13 one time with a remainder of 3. And if you want to do it this way, you can, or you can just visualize it that in 13 we have 1/10, and there would be 3 left over. And we don't need to simplify the 3/10 because it's in simplest form. So our answer is 1 and 3/10. All right, one last one. If you'd like to pause it and try it on your own, this is the last one. First, we're going to draw the 2/6. Breaking it into 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to color in 2 of those. So there's our 2/6, and then 1/2 with our vertical line, so our lines are going opposite. Now I come back to the first one, break it into halves, come back to the second one, break it into 6. Okay, and now we need to see how many sections we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 over here too because they're the same. Here we colored in 4 sections. We have 4 of the 12 colored in. Here we have 6 of the 12 colored in. So now we have 4/12 plus 6/12 equals 10/12. Now this is not an improper fraction, so we don't have to turn it into a mixed number, but we need to simplify it. So can you think of any number that can go into 10 and 12 evenly? Well, 2 can. So we'll divide by 2, and then we get 5/6. Is there any number that goes into 5 and 6 besides 1? Nope. So it is in simplest form, and we are finished. 2/6 plus 1/2 equals 5/6. And that is a quick tutorial on how to add fractions with unlike denominators using the area model.